Hey there, I'm Alanis here in Philly at Dilly Dally, talking to the Exploration here with.
Kyle from the Exploration.
Yeah, so how you feel at your first show in, what, 11, 12 years?
Yeah, it's very wild. I was really nervous I was going to get sick. Uh, don't know why, but I just thought that would be fitting. Gratefully, I feel very good. And yeah, it's really, I never thought something like this would happen again, so I'm stoked. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
So what was the inspiration to kind of come back with this band?
Honestly, I didn't have a ton of motivation myself right away. And a friend of ours, Billy, reached out at one point and asked us about re-releasing some things. He um, selling merchant side right now as High Leverage, which is his uh, rare, like rare collectible
Mhm.
screamo vinyl. And he used to run a label called Too Far Gone, which did a lot of our early stuff.
Such
Um,
as
yes, such as
the
For
original
Cabana.
Cabana House
Yes, exactly. I don't have one of these anymore.
or this tape?
Yes, exactly. So yeah, so Billy helped us a lot early on, and he kind of started. I started to think about it because he had mentioned like, oh, I think it's been like 10 years since some of this stuff or more. Do you ever think about doing something? Um, and then I was like at work one day, and I just checked my Instagram, and um, someone from Numero, like the Numero account, had just like they just like reached out to us and were like, we would like to do this. And then I was like, well, that doesn't like, what? Okay, like that's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, and so we started. I started talking with Ken at Numero a little bit, and I think for a long time I felt some embarrassment around this because I made it when I was really really young, and he told me not to fight the wind, and that if people enjoy it, you should continue it and like
Yeah.
find a way to enjoy it. So it's honestly been like, I don't want to go too far, but like almost a little healing for me,
Mhm.
um, to kind of come back and like teach myself to appreciate what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a long answer, but
No, yeah. And speaking of Numero, they described you guys as MySpace era scrams.
yes.
How do you would you also categorize yourselves as MySpace era scrams?
I mean, sure. Uh, I don't put too much. Like we got to use words to talk about music,
Mhm.
so I don't put. I think it's a fun description.
Yeah.
I never heard scrams until like years after we had done most of the stuff that we
Yeah.
did. I still sort of don't know what it is.
Which is wild to say coming from like the background of like Midwest Pen Pals,
Yeah, yeah,
William
yeah,
Bonney, merchant ships, like that whole Cabana House scene.
yeah.
It's like now it's kind of regarded as one of the greatest like parts of emo history and like screamo
Sure.
history.
Yeah.
What was it like playing shows at the Cabana House and being a part of that when it was happening?
I mean, I'm super lucky. I was like, I was around for a lot of those shows. I didn't. I We played a handful of shows there. I filled in on bass for Midwest Pen Pals one time. A lot of people did, because there was no bass on the recordings, but always
Yeah.
like bass live. Um, uh, but honestly, like I think what was so special about it was just having a place to feel like accepted. There were a lot of kids there who like I don't like I never got to know, but and I'm sure people got bullied there or whatever, which just sucks. But like my experience, and I think a lot of people's experience at that house was very positive, um, and like pretty like relatively nurturing, uh, in terms of just like meeting other people who are trying to figure out how to make music. Um, so I mean, I'm just really lucky. I grew up in Sturgis, Michigan, which was like an hour north.
Yeah.
So I was also limited. Like my parents were, not super stoked with me, like just driving an hour away as soon as I was
You mind flipping
16.
that right here?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry. Um, yeah, like. Is that better?
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
No, you're great. Yeah. So like I think it was awesome though. Like I don't know who even owned the house. Like
Yeah.
uh, I I think it was like Jack's. I don't know who it was. I'm not even gonna try to guess. But like
Yeah.
someone's parents like had this empty house that they were going to renovate or something. I'm probably getting this way wrong. but it was just an empty house in South Bend. Like it was only used for that, which was wild.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel super lucky to have like met those people and been able to play shows with those people for something to do when I was like just starting to drive and like be able to do things in life.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like, what's it feel like to have a band like that was just Weed Apart just played, and they not only did a Merchant Ships cover song, but they also shouted you guys out, like citing you guys as one of their inspirations. How
Yeah.
does it feel to be like having this like younger generation of musicians listen to the Exploration and like gain something from it?
I, it's beautiful. I think it's really beautiful, and that's like one of the things where it's hard for me. I don't know yet, because like it was a source of shame for me for a lot of time, like
Yeah.
a long time. And when I was making this music, like I wasn't like an it band. I still don't feel like I've ever been in an it band.
Mhm.
Uh, like I just feel like I've been doing things like trying to make good art or interesting art to me. So I think it's really beautiful. Like everyone has those bands and it's perennial.
Mhm.
I had those bands growing up who like I really looked up to in our scene, like this band Native, this band The Reptilian, who's not that much like
Yeah.
older than us, but like
Another Michigan Count Your Lucky
yeah,
Stars band.
yeah. Like we played a lot of shows with them through the years, but like when I was very young, like they were some of the first bands I saw. So yeah, I mean like it's very touching. Like to just be like, oh, sick. That's cool. I'm glad it means something to
Yeah.
people.
And another through line is Snowing's headlining tonight.
Yeah.
And one of their first tours was '09. They played at Cabana House
Yeah.
with a few of those like local bands that were a
Yeah.
part of that era.
Yeah.
Like now kind of like a lot of this like resurgence is happening.
Yeah.
What do you think some of the main like when looking back, like what do you kind of remember most fondly about that time period?
Oh wow.
Like, are there any certain shows that jump up to you and go, man, that
Yeah.
one was great?
Okay. So well, there was one. Uh, I really loved this band Grown Ups. They were in Michigan City, which is in Indiana, and I remember driving out to see them and Merchant Ships play in this guy Doyle's basement. I think he's in Cloakroom now. I don't think he would recognize or know me at all, but I definitely like for me, he's one of those like whatever like if a young person is now like, oh yeah, like Exploration, like Grown Ups was one of those bands for me because they were like 5-6 years older than us, and just incredible. That was a special show. Age 16 played in Nick's garage. I don't know if Brave Bird was on that show. And
The best flying move in Pokemon?
yes, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that like there were some wild bands that came through. Mountain of Sleep, got to see them. I mean, and I think this is also like why what you're doing is so important because like maybe I'll share these band names and like some people will know them, but a lot of this like quote unquote tradition is just lost to time, right?
Yeah.
And like I think as I've gotten older, I've realized like how important it is to like archive things and do this work of like getting to know, like, making libraries and sharing things with each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really important work because, yeah, music is like really important and it matters. And when people leave an impact on you, like you want that to continue. You know, you want other people to be able to have that.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. It's kind.
Yeah. For sure.
And then I asked Nick for some questions.
Okay.
You wanted me to mention Las Cosiana and Oh Darling.
Okay. Yeah.
What can you tell me about those?
Well, La Cosiana, I'm sorry, I don't know. I should know. This is also a problem with getting older. You forget. Like every day I'm with like Gary and Joe. They're like, "Remember this?" And I'm like, "No." It was probably something embarrassing that I did, I would imagine. And Oh Darling was a band that Garrett was in quite early on. We all had, and because I shared that, I also have to share. Like Nick and I were in a Last FM Pure Audio. I think it was called Pure Audio.
Okay.
I think, but it was like pre-streaming, streaming.
Yeah.
We were in a project called The First of May. That was my first band ever.
The First of Men?
First of May.
The First of May, okay.
I don't think you can find it. It would be very embarrassing for me to hear. We were really into Taking Back Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was dueling acoustic, and like we were both the lead vocalist. But you know, like I think it's cool to share that stuff because like I don't want people to feel the embarrassment that I did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like make your stuff and like enjoy it. Like so yeah, I was in that band. I was also in this band Save It for a Rainy Day with Nick and Michael, who were in Merchant Ships. And like, you know, one of our members' parents had like some money and a trailer and like drove us to one of our first shows with the trailer because none of us could drive.
Yeah.
You know, and like that was like thinking back on that, it's kind of claustrophobic, and there's all sorts of class dynamics of like playing. Like I think We Came as Romans and like Lotta Spew played that show. It's at the Richland Area Community Center.
Some other great Grand Rapids bands.
Yeah, and you know, all those people that I've met have always been so kind, but you know, at the time, being so young, it just feels scary. So I don't know. I think like I've always been like really try to just be quiet about my old bands, but whatever. Those are the bands, and they're hard to find.
Okay.
But if you were to pester Nick, like he might have the files. I don't know.
Probably.
You might be able to find them. I'm terrible about holding on to files
Yeah.
even still.
So one final question would be, what is the Exploration song you're most proud of?
Oh wow, that's a good question, and I don't know. There's some unreleased stuff that maybe someday will see the light of day. I'm proud of that stuff, and I'm proud of all of it. Let me look.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, I think honestly the Gone extended version is good.
Okay.
I think the end of the extended version, it didn't ever really get totally finished, but we're playing that tonight, and like I've always liked that, like the melody at the end of that song a lot.
All right.
But yeah.
Well, sick. Thank you so much for doing this. I can't wait to see you
Thank you.
play.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then